It's Sunday, March 5, 2023, and this is the Stickers News. Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Breaking News Today. I'm Anizana Blakisti will bring you the most updated and the hottest news for all around the world. And here is the headline for today. Violence in video games can affect teenagers' mental health. Viewers, in this era of globalization, there are many games that can be easily accessed by various groups of people. Based on the We Are Social report, 94.5% of internet users aged 16 to 64 years in Indonesia played video games as of January 2022, because Indonesia became the country with the third largest number of players in the world. However, this video game can have a lot of negative impact on teenagers. Games that are concerning today are games that contain violence. This game can be easily accessed and can lead to aggressive behavior of teenagers. Hearing for some news around the world today, there are many cases related to this. Of course, it's not a good thing for teenagers who are experiencing a growth phase. Violent video games can have a negative impact on their mental health. The worst impact of violent video games is on their tendency to imitate. Expert analysis shows that teenagers who have played video games for several years have a high record of aggressive behavior. To find out more information about this time I have connected with my colleague, Alia Yasmin. Good morning, Alia. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bella, I can hear you.
Can you provide more information about the impact of violent video games on mental health of teenagers?
Here, I'm with our research person who will provide further information. She's a trusted psychology expert. Okay, good morning, Mom.
Morning, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, really nice to meet you. In this opportunity, I'm going to ask information about the violence video games on mental health of teenagers. So, in this modern era, I think there are so many teenagers who play video game, right?
That's right.
And sometimes in video games there is like a violence maybe.
Yep.
Okay, so I will give you a question. Like, can you explain about the information of violence video games on mental health of teenagers?
So, violence video games provide opportunities for teenagers to explore the consequences of violence actions, develop their moral compasses, release their stress and anger in the game, and leading to the less real-world aggression.
Okay, then what are the effects of violence video games on mental health actually?
So, the effects of violence video games on mental health are the first, they can increase the aggressions of thought, and then they can increase aggressive of behavior. It could be like hitting, kicking, and biting maybe, and then they can increase aggressive of emotional, like ridiculing or maybe verbal threats.
Okay, those are the great information. So, for my next question, could you explain about the solution for teenagers whose mental health have been disturbed by video game?
So, for those teenagers that have been distracted by video games, that their mental health, first they can reduce the use of the violent video games especially, and the second, they can also do more useful activities, like they can increase their self-potential, and or maybe they can limiting the usage of the things that, especially when they playing video games, and this is the most important, I think. They can also consult a doctor who's an expert in the fields of mental health or psychologist.
Okay, that's a really good information. So it's maybe for my last question. What the advice for teenagers whose mental health have not been disturbed by video games?
Well, today in this era, many teenagers that have been affected by violent video games. But I think there are many teenagers too that haven't been played video game yet.
Yes.
And this is my advice for them. They can increase their activities into more useful activities. Example, like they can increase their self-potential by doing their hobbies maybe, or they can also limiting themselves from the activities that are not useful at all.
Okay, those are the great information for me. So I think that's all, and thank you.
Thank you.
So, violence in video games has an effect on mental health, as Mrs. Chayu explained earlier. There are three negative impacts caused by violence video games, like increasing aggressive thought, aggressive behavior, and emotional aggression. And Mrs. Chayu also tells about the solution for teenagers whose mental health have been disturbed by video games. Like reducing the use of violence video games and do more positive activities, and we can also consult a doctor who is an expert in the field of mental health or psychologist. So don't forget to do more positive activities so that our mental health will not disturb and we will be a successful one in our future. That's information from me, Aulia.
Thank you for your information, Aulia. Well, viewers, that are the information related to the impact of violent video games on mental health of teenagers. It's today's news. I'm Anisa Nablakisti. Thank you and see you.